everything within his body, it will destroy, it will break, it will kill. My young friends, it doesn't have to be like this. It doesn't have to be like this. You know, there's still time. Listen to the words of Rasulullah. Hiya akbarul kabair. It is the biggest sin that you can commit. O Musliman, ijtanibu ummul khaba'is. Stay away from the mother of all evils. Ijtanibul khamr. Stay away from these intoxicants. فَإِنَّهَا مِفْتَاحُ كُلِّ شَرٍ. It is the key to all evil. O Musliman, remember, لا يجتمع إيمان وإدمان الخمر في صدر رجل عبدا ليوشكن أحدهما يخرج صاحبه. Iman and intoxicants, they can't stay in the same heart. You've got to make a choice. Do you want Iman? Do you want intoxicants? Because if you take both, then what will happen? One will drive the other away. The intoxicants will drive your Iman away. Listen to the words of Allah. Rijsum min amali shaitan. It is a filthy thing. It is impure. It is evil. It is from the works of the devil. Fajtanibu. Stay miles and miles away. La'allakum tuflihun. This is the only way you will attain salvation. This is the only way you will attain Jannat of Allah and the elevate ranks of Allah. Do you realize that the shaitan wants to create hatred and enmity through these things? He wants to stop you from the dhikr of Allah, taking the name of Allah. He wants to stop you from prostration. Will you still not stop? Tubu ila Allahi tawbatan nasuha. My young friends, turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Turn to Allah while you still breathe. Turn to Allah with sincere repentance. You know, make firm intentions today. For those of you that are involved in this, for those of you that are not, thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for this blessing that Allah has given you. And stay, you know, with good people doing good things and stay miles away. For those that are involved, turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in repentance. And beg Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that you will never ever again in your life go anywhere near this thing. And you will leave it just like the companions of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam left this. You know, in the days of the Sahaba radiallahu ta'ala ajma'in, you will be aware, you know, the consumption of wine was rife like never before. For some people, you know, life was wine and wine was life. Day and night, they used to drink wine. They used to mention it in their, you know, in their poetry. But when the verses of the Quran were revealed, and you know, intoxicants were made haram, and the caller of Rasulullah called out, "Ala innal khamra kad hurrimat, ala innal khamra kad hurrimat," that from today all intoxicants have been made haram. You know, at the time, some Sahaba radiallahu ta'ala ajma'in, they were in their gathering. Some of them, they had bottles in front of them like this. Some of them, they had glasses in their hand. Some of them, they had glasses to their lips. But such was the love for the teachings of Allah and His Rasul. When they heard the caller of Rasulullah call out, "Ala innal khamra kad hurrimat," my friends, those that had glasses in their hands, their glasses did not reach their mouth. Those that had glasses to their lips did not enter inside their bodies. They broke every glass and every bottle, so much so that on that day, streams of alcohol began to flow in the streets of Medina, and the words began to flow from their lips, "Intahina, intahina." Oh Allah, enough is enough. We will leave these things and we will never turn to these things. Make a firm intention like this, like the Sahaba. If you make a firm intention like this, then I have no doubt in my mind, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He will embrace you and He will forgive you and you will return. رَجَأَكَ يَوْمٍ وَلَدَتْكَ أُمُّكَ. You will return like the day your mother gave you birth, free and pure from sin. Why do people take this? No, our youngsters today take this because they've got problems. Some of them need the buzz. Some of them need that, you know, good feeling. Some of them do it because of peer pressure. Some of them want that, you know, inner satisfaction at all times, you know, feeling good on a high. My friends, if you're looking for the inner satisfaction, if you're looking for this joy, and if you're looking for this peace, and you're looking for this contentment, then you're looking for it in the wrong place. How fool of a do you think that person or that individual is who's looking for onions in a doctor's surgery? You know, you'd think this guy's totally out of it. Where's the doctor gonna have onions? He needs to go to a grocer's shop. We're looking for contentment and satisfaction in these things? When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala hasn't placed the contentment and the inner satisfaction in anything that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made haram. You know the buzz that you should be looking for, every one of us. And this buzz, my friends, there's no charge. It doesn't cost a penny. You know, with this, you know, person has to steal to fulfill his desires. And for some even, you know, even then he can't do. Some of them, bichari, go as far as selling their souls and selling their bodies, so just that they can earn a few pounds, just to, you know, give them that little, you know, that little piece. This buzz that Allah talks about in the Quran, my friends, it costs nothing. Nothing. And this buzz that Allah talks about, you know what? It doesn't last for a minute. It doesn't last for 2 minutes. You know, you don't have to increase your dose just to get the buzz, or change, you know, the actual drug that you're taking. No. This buzz that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about in the Quran, my young friends, it doesn't last for 2 minutes. This buzz can last 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Balki, my friends, it can last an entire lifetime and beyond. No side effects whatsoever. No side effects whatsoever. At all times, you will feel this inner satisfaction inside your heart. And this buzz that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about, Allah bi dhikrillahi tatma'innul qulub. You will only find this not in dope. You will only find this in the remembrance of Allah. Only in the remembrance of Allah, only in the teachings of Islam, only in the teachings of the Quran, only in the Sunnah of Rasulullah. My friends, do these hearts gain peace. The more you act upon the teachings, when I said, you know, it doesn't just last for 2 minutes, it can go on forever and ever. This depends on the individual. The more you act upon the teachings of the Quran, the more you act upon the Sunnah of Rasulullah, the more you act upon the teachings of Islam, the more you make dhikr and remember Allah, my friends, the bigger and the greater the buzz. The more you refrain from haram, the greater the buzz. The more you give this heart its due nourishment, the better you will feel within. My friends, slowly but surely, a time can come that you can feel just like the way Sayyidina Bilal Habshi radiallahu ta'ala anhu would feel. You know, he got to such a level that they would beat him by day and they would beat him by night. They would drag him, you know, when the sun would exceed 40 degrees centigrade, 50 degrees centigrade in the burning sun, and they would force him to lie on the burning sand, and they would punish him. But in spite of this, my friends, he would say, La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. Why? Because, you know, his heart, even then, was content. Even then, he was feeling good. And the halawatul iman, which he was tasting at the time, you know, the sweetness of iman inside his heart, no matter how much they beat him, you know, when a guy is out of it, totally buzzed, you can slap him as much as you like, he doesn't feel the pain, does he? He's out of it. He's in a different world. And here, when they would beat Sayyidina Bilal Habshi radiallahu ta'ala an, you know what? The halawatul iman, the sweetness of iman would make him forget the bitterment of the punishment that he was receiving. Why else do you think Abbad ibn Bishr, you know, I mentioned yesterday, standing before the Almighty Allah in prayer, arrows are piercing his body one after the other. How can you not feel pain when arrows are piercing your body one after the other? You know, the arrows are hitting, he takes the arrow, throws it away, and he keeps on reciting Surah Al-Kahf. Keeps on reciting Surah Al-Kahf. You know, the sweetness and the inner satisfaction and the buzz that he was getting by reciting Surah Al-Kahf, my friends, made him forget the bitterness of the arrows that were, you know, being drilled inside his body. Why else would the likes of Usman stand the entire night in prayer and read the entire Quran in one rak'ah? Why else did Ibrahim ibn Adham, leave the luxuries of the world and turn to Allah? You know why? My friends, they got to this level. They were feeling this. And when a person feels this, my friends, this world and everything is meaningless. You don't have to believe what I've said. Just give it a try. Give it a try, my friends, you will realize the difference. You will realize the difference. But you know what? It's all about tawfiq, isn't it? How many times you must have heard something like this? It's all about tawfiq. I make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that Allah give us all the understanding. And Allah gives us the tawfiq to act upon the teachings of Allah and His Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is the most important thing, my young friends. You've heard lectures before this. You've heard lectures today. You will hear lectures in the future. These lectures are meaningless if we do not bring about action in our lives. The most important thing is that we act upon what has been said. Not only for you, my young friends, but for myself also. On this note, I conclude. Allah give me the tawfiq to act upon what I've said. Allah give you the tawfiq. Wa akhiru dawana alhamdulillah.